Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another recorded video. This is purely just another video to help with the live streams. We're getting a lot of questions in the live streams. You've probably already seen, or you might have already seen, the health stream little video that I did. So I did a video on my health problems. So this is the one alongside that, which is the simulator. A lot of you guys judge me or say that I'm rich or things like that. So, and a lot of people ask how I got the setup, what it costs, things like that, right? So this video is purely just how I became to have this setup, and what it costs to a point. I don't know everything, but anyway, this is the simulator cost stream roughly. Bear in mind, I don't do videos like this very often. This is right out my comfort zone. I'm trying my best. It's just a video to try and help the moderators. So, first things first. If you go back, so I have been, obviously, if you haven't watched it already, go and watch my other video on my health problems. That'll explain why I game so much, right? So, both of them, this video and the health problem video, will be in every video description from now on. So, the biggest thing is I became a gamer because of my health problems, right? Something I could do with my harnesses on and I was safe. So, first things first was when I fell ill, I had to sell everything. So, bear in mind, I was into photography, so I had a really good DSLR, which I used to work. So, I had all the normal things that people have when they work. I had a nice camera, I had lots of nice bikes. I had loads of different things, tools and welders, and had all sorts because I was into all sorts and I worked hard. I was a welder and fabricator. Also did some other little jobs in between that as well. So I worked hard. I had nice things. That was great, right? So when I fell ill, a lot of things like that I can't use anymore. Bikes I can't use. Push bikes, can't ride a bike. As I say, if you've got any questions to this stream, go and watch the health problem, the health stream, which is on the channel as well. So there's this stream and there's a stream answering questions on my health problems. I'm not going to talk about them too much, but this video I will talk about my health because, as I say, I came to have the simulator because of it. So anyway, I sold a lot of things. I sold my camera, I sold my bikes, things like that. So the biggest thing was, starting first, my wife got me a PS3 when I was really not well. I was having around about 15 to 20 seizures on a good day, so it was a lot of sitting on the couch, a lot of just sitting somewhere where if I had a seizure I was safe. So what we did was, my wife got me a PS3 and I started playing a bit of Farm Sim and things like that. Enjoyed that. I then moved on to getting a computer, so we sold my camera with my wife. Obviously she does work hard, so she helped me out. We managed to get a little computer together. My budget was £350. I had an old editing computer I used to use for my camera. So what we did was we stuck a graphics card in that. That got me going. I then rebuilt the computer for £400, which I raised from selling things. So that was my first computer. It was an AMD 6300 and I had that just up until about 6 months ago. So I had that, right. I then collected most things over bear in mind, this was about 5 years ago, right? 5-ish years ago. So the first year was me getting the first computer. I then got an old TV that my wife had. It was like a 40-inch. I then moved on to getting a different wheel. So I got a Thrustmaster. I got a Logitech G27. We've managed to get that from PC World. That was about 150 or something like that. So I then moved on. That broke within a month because I was doing around 8 hours a day worth of gaming on it. It broke, and I got another one. It broke again, and then I got another one, and I sold it. And then me and my wife scrimped and scraped to get a T500. That T500 served me for a good solid 4.5 years. It's a brilliant wheel. I still own it. I just don't use it anymore. It's worn out. There's a few knocks and noises coming out of it. So I went from there to, my dad built me my first wooden simulator. So I couldn't use tools, couldn't use a chop saw, couldn't use any of my tools. So my dad built me a simulator. We had an old car chair and he built me a simulator. So it cost, I mean, I don't even know what the cost would be. Very little. The wood was free. And obviously, as I say, me and my wife had saved and sold things, and you know, we don't have a lot of money. I'm telling you now, we are not rich at all. But because I am ill, I can't drive. Because I have seizures, I can't drive. So we don't have two cars to run like a lot of couples. So anyway, going back onto it, it was something that I could do. So obviously I had harnesses on all the time. That once I used the harnesses, I knew I could do this safely. So I then moved on to, I built my own wooden simulator with the help of my dad. So I built that, and then my dad gave me a screen, a 40-inch screen. And then I had my wife's 40-inch screen already, and then I had a 42-inch screen, which no, it was So my wife's was a 42, mine was a 42, and my dad gave me a 40 to use. So I managed to rig up this 3-screen that I had, and it was just screens that I got given. It was nothing big. So I had two 42s and a 40 in the middle. Eventually the 42 broke. So I used the TV out of, my dad had another TV, an older 40 or 50 or whatever it was, so I managed to put that in the middle and the two 40s on the side. Then the computer, the little 6300 was a problem. It just wasn't powerful enough. My mum and dad helped me massively to get a computer together. Real big shout out to them. I probably wouldn't be streaming without that, to be honest. So a huge shout out to them. Something I couldn't have afforded at the time, something they couldn't afford either, but between all of us, brilliant. So got that together. That had a i5 6600 in and two 980s. So yeah, it was a really good computer. It was around about £1,500 because my dad already had the 980s. He got one with his computer, and then he added another one, and then he got the TI that I had, and there was a whole thing that happened. But basically I bought a 980 Ti off my uncle to put in with the AMD computer. The AMD computer was bottlenecking it like mad. I bought it through selling one of my bikes, I think. I managed to raise £400 to buy this graphics card. Couldn't use it because my computer wasn't good enough. So my mum and dad got me this computer, but in the deal was I would take my dad's two cards, which was two 980s, and he would then take the TI. So that's what we did, and that was brilliant. Got me going, loved it. I wasn't streaming at this point, mind. I never streamed. So anyway, so basically what happened from then on is I used that computer, and that was it. I collected things from eBay, bought wheels, rims, things from eBay, and just little £20 here, £20 there. It was just little things. And then around about 6.5 to 7 months ago now, I started YouTube. So I started uploading videos because I couldn't live stream because my internet was terrible. So what happened was I went from 11 subscribers, which I had 6.5 months ago ish. I had 11 subscribers, and we shot up to around about 3,500. It was in about a month and a half. So I contacted a couple of companies about getting a simulator. I wanted to buy one. So me and my wife had discussed that we'll save up some money and I'll buy a simulator where I can adjust the wheel height. I can adjust everything. I couldn't adjust mine. It was wood. It was good, but it was wooden. So I contacted a couple of companies to see if I would use their product, if they would help me out a little bit. Obviously if the product was good, I needed a good simulator, because if it was rubbish, you would know, because it would fall apart as I'm using it, because I game for around about now 8 to 10 hours a day. So I needed something good to last me, and luckily a company called Track Racer were more than happy to help me, and brilliant product, and they were very confident in the product, and they said, we'll send you it out, have a go of it, see what you think. They sent me it out, fantastic, love it, absolutely brilliant. They sent me that and the monitor stand, so that was sponsored to the channel, which is absolutely brilliant. So the money I then had for the simulator, once I had it, I used a single screen for a while, just a single 40. You'll see if you watch back some of the older streams, you'll see me go from a wooden simulator to this one, single screen, then go to triple. So I then carried on saving up the money for the simulator, even though I didn't need to then pay for one. And I bought my 3 screens with the money that I was going to buy the simulator for. So then Then my wheel broke, so I had to buy a TX, and yeah, and from there we've just had donations. So here's the thing, right? So from PayPal donations, so this is you guys watching. I got my microphone donated through PayPal. I got enough money to basically build 2 new computers. I got the webcam. I got my new seat, not the simulator, but just the seat and the harnesses. I got my rev counter. The button box was donated by a guy called Brian Davidson, which I'll go into in a minute. And truck shifter was donated. You know, there's so much stuff I've got just donated. So basically, what you see right now, everything you see right now on this channel, so the big simulator, I paid £580 for the screens. And what else have I bought? I bought the wheel, which was £220. The shifter and the pedals I had from about 4 years ago, my wife bought. So I've got £600 in the screens. I've got, me personally, I spent £600 on the screens. I put 50 towards the seat, so there's £650. Trying to think. As I say, the shifter I already had, which was 4 or 5 year old, so I'd say £100 for that, so there's £750. And the wheel. So for what I've got at the moment, I've probably spent about £1,000 for what I've got right here. The rest is all donated. So I'm pretty sure the computer as it stands is an i7-7700 with a 1080 in it. It's probably, I don't know, be worth around about 1,500, 2,000. I never paid for it. That was built through donations. Completely built through donations. So the people that come on and say that I'm rich, if you just go back to the older setup, I'm not rich. I've been clever with my money. I've sold a lot of things that I had. So if you look around your house right now and you think, right, I've got an old car set outside, maybe it's worth £2,000-3,000, sell it. Buy this. You know, you wouldn't. I can't drive. I never will be able to. So we see this as my car. I would never have a setup like this anyway without you guys. I couldn't have afforded to have the simulator, the seats, the screens, all this recording gear. I couldn't have afforded it. I don't have the money. So it's you guys that have helped. So it was basically, this video was purely just a video to point out that you guys are awesome. Thank you for all the help. You know, I just wanted to answer the fact that I'm not a millionaire. My wife works really hard. I don't work because it's easier at the moment while my health is so bad. You know, go and watch the other stream. I did a video today. I did a video alongside this one to do with the health problems. So go and watch that if you want to know about my health problems. But other than that, with the cost of the setup, the way that I work is anything that I earn from actual YouTube just goes back into to my wife. It goes back into bills and things like that. I don't earn a lot. Don't assume I do, because I really don't. But donations have been mental. I never thought I would get enough to donate. You know I would get maybe 3 or, I'm not going to go into exact money, but a good couple of thousand donations in the last 4 months or so, which is mental, which is brilliant. Not including the sponsored stuff to the channel either. So I never thought that. So what I do is all the PayPal proceeds, anyone that donates to PayPal, it goes back into the simulator. So any upgrades I want to do, any DIY projects I want to do, it all goes to that. Any super chat, any YouTube income just goes into our house income. So as I say, I would love this to be a full-time job. I really would, but in the future. But again, it isn't. It's just a hobby. I love it. I'll always do it now. And really, just a big shout out to you guys. And if you really want to afford something like this, it is possible. I don't have a lot of money. It is definitely possible. And you know, if you're someone like me who you've got health problems and you've got down about it, or you're struggling, you know, there's always something that can pick you up. You just need to look at the brighter side of things, and you will get through it. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. Big shout out to you all. I'll do the same as I did in the last video. If you've got any suggestions on questions, leave a link in the description. Sorry, don't leave a link in the description. Leave a comment, and let me know what you want to know. But as I say, pretty much everything that I've bought recently is all bought through donations. So and anything that I buy in the future will be bought through donations. So again, if you want to donate, brilliant. If you don't, you don't need to. I never ever ask for donations. I just can't believe that people do, and I try and put it to good use. So thanks again. I hope you enjoy the future streams to come, and yeah, if you've got any questions, stick them in the comments, and I will do another video later on to answer any if there's a lot of questions. So massive shout out to you all, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks again, guys, and take care.